Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well, keeping out of mischief. Now, this reading, I've jumped straight in on, okay? As I mentioned previously, our first one back after the holidays and stuff like that, I've got about 800. It turns out I may have about 1,000 odd comments to go through. I am slowly but surely chipping away, all right, my sweet peas. I am trying to catch up and see what your beautiful people have tippy-tappied down in the comments below. Now, this one popped up in the last 24 hours or so since I did our first one back, kind of a check-in on the UK, how things are standing, that kind of stuff, which was, I thought, very informative. I thought that was very interesting. I was informed. It was long, that's what she said, but it was informative. Now, from that, one of the comments on that was from one of the Greatest Good Village, Yvonne, who said this. Can you remember months ago you said about a false offer? Think Shabana Mahmood just made it. I don't trust her. Well, evidence shows she is questionable on her standing on things. Let's just say her own words say things that could be, yes, seem to be backtracking on what she evidence has shown, in the media. So yes, I am questioning her, to be honest, personally, not spiritually. Personally, I am. But this. I had completely forgotten that we had this prediction about this false kind of trying to appease people, to try to, I can't remember off the top of my head, I can't remember which reading it was from, but I am glad that Yvonne had reminded me, and I wanted to tap in. It's going to hopefully be a quick reading. We've heard that one before, haven't we, my dears? Hopefully we can tap in, find out, one, is this the event that we were predicting previously? And then kind of surrounding it, where is it going from here? That kind of stuff. All right. So I hope you're doing well. We still haven't unpacked completely. We're still kind of like, does anyone else do this? Where when they come back and even though it was a couple of days, right? In the whole scheme of things. You dump stuff down, and then when you do the washing, that's fair enough. That's quick and easy, bish bash bosh, done. But then it isn't until you need something, then you find it in your bag. Is that? Does anyone else do that, or we're just lazy munchkins over here? I don't know. But it's nice to be back, and the wood burner is going gloriously in the background there. It's very, very beautiful, very cozy. Very yummy, very gorgeous. I'm just trying to make you all jealous. Has it worked yet? Has it worked? Maybe. Oh, we could put some jacket potatoes on later for the. Oh, now we're talking. Oh, people, if you haven't already, get yourself a wood burner, kind of multi-fuel thing, right? You can boil a kettle on top, like the 1800s. You can put jacket potatoes in. You could be living like kings and queens with baked beans and cheese on top for days. Oh, it would be amazing. You could also do a stew. Anyway, the point, not in it, that'd be silly, right? You could put it like, we've got one of those cast iron things. Just bubbles away all day. And so. Okay, I'm hungry. Anyway, here we go. Let's just try and find out what's going on here. And like I said, I will try and catch up with everybody as much as possible on the comments, okay? So just bear with me, okay? Anyway, is this the false promise, the false, what's the word Yvonne used again? False offer. Yes, that's it. For the greatest good that we predicted before. The greatest good tarot, thank you. Greatest good for the greatest good for all concerned. Thank you. Can you tell I'm new? I've always be appreciative. Yes. Rule number 1. Right. I've just been told off. You want me to shuffle? Okay, all right. Oh, I wasn't prepared. Wasn't prepared, my dears. Shuffle. Here we go. Is this the false? I want to keep saying false flag, but it's false offer. Queen of Cups in reverse. Doesn't bode well, does it, really, if you're head of home... I was going to call it Homeland Security there, but the Home Office. Oh, hold on, we've got one in there. Oh, you a sneaky bugger. Where are you? King of Pentacles. Okay. Overarching energy. Strength. Trying to... It's interesting they're all upright. Upright normally, for me as I read, normally go first. The fact that they're all upright, for me, reading, and people can be different, but for me, as I do shuffle, is kind of domineering energies, that kind of thing. Power play kind of thing. So the fact that we've got 3 here is interesting. As a little footnote, if you're playing along, why not? I really don't like this. Is Mahmood? It feels like very the stability is not great. But the issue, I think, the issue is if you say for months and months and months everything's fine. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's brilliant. And then, oh crap, it's, and I think this is kind of like almost like the foundations feel like sandcastles, if you get me. Wheel of Fortune, that feels like more the collective, the population, you and me, that kind of thing. This King of Pentacles has come up again. I don't know who this is. It feels like the same character that came up yesterday, who we still didn't get to the end of who it is. It does not feel like one of the challengers. It doesn't even feel like it's from the government, this individual. And when I say government, I mean all the like subsidiaries and all that kind of stuff as well, like the police and blah, blah, blah. Border Force would be another one, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It does not feel like that. This feels like... It's definitely an international entity. But it doesn't feel like the usual suspects. And what I mean by that is the kind of like the alphabet spaghetti club that we keep on bashing on about. The EU, UN, WEF, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. IMF, that would be another one. That's not it. But it was closer to that. So maybe it's and this is me guessing here, maybe it's like some sort of banking situation. Well, it is the King of Pentacles. But so this may be... because it's resonating more as I list through them. This feels as if it's maybe the people buying the gilts, the bonds, as an example, like lending money to the government, have quite literally a vested interest in some, that kind of thing. Because they're like, I keep getting this kind of thing. Strength card is trying to control the situation. So that's easy enough. But because it's, like I said, I wanted to try and get down in this one because that was the troublemaker from the last reading. And I'm glad we kind of got there. It feels like we're in the zone, as it were. It may not be the day-to-day investors. It may not be the ones, the general stereotypical kind of Wolf of Wall Street, kind of with the red braces and that kind of. It may not be them, but it's definitely connected in that world, as it were. This is definitely us, though. This is definitely us. Good luck, good karma, good destiny, good, good, good. Interesting. So we've got 3 players here. Where do we want to go from? Okay, we want to do 1 card from the prediction deck for each. And then we're going to go with the dinky deck. Okay. Right. Like I said, we're going to... Nice, quick and dirty. I think the good luck, good karma, good destiny for you and me is finally they're acknowledging what we've been saying. Yeah? For the longest time. We've gone through the branding, being branded as like racist and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 and none of it's worked, and the protests have continued, and that kind of thing, if you get what I'm saying. And then all of it, and like I said, it's collectively, it's the population. So eventually they've had to kind of quite literally do a U-turn. And now this lot are kicking off. Let's have a look here. So we're going to... What do we want to do? We want to shuffle, break. Okay. So I'm just being told how to do this, the reading. So while I'm doing this quickly, please do YouTube things. Subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell, like, and if you can, hype. It genuinely helps out all the channel and stuff like that, and I very much appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. So I've been told 1 for this. Control puppet. Second time in a... And that's why, for some people, I do the shuffling so you can see it. See the magic trick in action. Yeah. Trapped. Detained, imprisoned. The big city. Yes, the shit here. This feels like the branding, the thousands of arrests for speaking your mind, speaking truths, may not be necessarily the great, like, worded greatly, but do you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. The political prisoners, as I'm getting there. Controlled puppet feels like there's some sort of dealing going on here. Overarching energy, distraction. Yeah. So that's what we were looking for. Is it false? Yes. Bearing in mind, what she announced was meaningless yesterday. It's just policy. Okay. It will be ripped apart completely. It will be, it's not a bill. Okay. It's not a proposed act of parliament. Yeah. It's just a policy change. It's meaningless. There is no teeth to it. So it feels here very much kind of like, if we just acknowledge it, then we're done. No. There's a lot more backpedaling than feels like up here. Because this here, we know the truth. Yeah? We know the actual situation of this. And these feel like this corner here feels very worried, very kind of. I'm getting more squeaky bum time, technical term, over here in this corner than up here. Because this feels like throw everything to see what sticks, knowing that the backbenchers are not going to allow it. Could pull it apart. They're already 18, 20 of them publicly condemning this. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very yeah. So you saying you don't trust Yvonne, yeah. up here. Very much so. It's interesting with the control puppet because it's like who's controlling who is what I'm getting here. It doesn't feel like there's a mastermind plan. It doesn't feel like it almost feels like desperation. It's trying to control like the narrative, control the situation to try and, you see what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't feel like she's controlled, as it were. It's almost like the only extent to that is she's being controlled by events that we won't let go of. Yeah? And I've been saying this for forever. At this point, to be honest with you, they're still playing the wrong game. Yeah, this is why they keep failing. They're still trying to play checkers when we're playing chess, as an example. Yeah. So this lot don't care. They're just worried. And I don't. Something about where this will go for them. I don't know why. We'll find out. So I'm going to get the tarot out here. Just 3 cards for each one. Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's interesting because the control puppet here, I keep getting dragged to it. And I keep looking at this little puppet down here as if like this one's controlling this one. It's very confusing to me on that. Because like I said, it's trying to get ahead of the game, because the boats still are coming. And I believe I'm right in saying still no gangs have been smashed. And they've had a reasonable amount. You would have thought there would have been, by now, a few kind of show trials, if you get me. Kind of like, see, we're doing it. We're not all of them yet, but we're getting there. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like there's none of it. So let's have a look here. Do 2 more. Okay, 1, 2. Yep, okay. And cut. Yeah. Deception, betrayal, 7 of Swords, Thieves in the Night energy, burdened, and trying to get it back. Trying to bring it back to some sort of how things used to be in some respects. But the 6 of Cups doesn't feel right. Because if they wanted to go back to how things used to be, then a certain amount of laws and things like that, online safety bill as an example, that kind of thing, especially with this stuff down here, would need to be repealed. So it's not going back, because remember, these are all progressives. Yeah? Progresses. And as I keep on mentioning, there is no such thing as technically no such thing for the decades of left and right. That's the spectrum is, and I got told off for this in the comments. I have seen that one. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, no, that's not what anarchists are. However, one side is progressives, okay, which basically means they agree with everything that has been done and they want to build on it more. Quite simply, okay? They want more of it. They want to keep control of it. They want more control. They want a more situation, okay? That's basically it. Broad strokes, Lib Dems, Labour, primarily. Greens, another one. That kind of stuff. They want more. They like it. They want more. The other end of it is anarchy, which is basically no rules, no legislation, no nothing, kind of completely free for all. Okay. Now, I believe there was a debate I have seen in the comments where that's not what the person that was commenting, which I can't remember, I'm sorry, was stating. That's not quite what they believe. It was fair enough, but like on just as broad strokes, that's basically it. No, nothing, absolute no kind of situation. Because I'm completely honest, I'm about like there from anarchy, crazy, all that. So like small government, small businesses, small this, small that. Yeah, tiny freedoms, control back to the little guy, bunny flops, that kind of thing. How it used to be, could be again. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are moving towards that as well, which is quite, for me personally, is like, oh, I'm not the only one. Yay. Which also would mean less taxes, because there's less, it's not a jobs program anymore. I'm just, anyway, but this here feels more like the beliefs going back to principles, if you get what I'm saying. It's that's why it feels off. It's not going backwards in time. It's more like doubling down on heading towards progressive ideals. And I've said this, and I keep on saying it. Rachel Reeves did it 3 or 4 times in one interview after I started. Before I left, it basically became a drinking game. I won't recommend it. But every time you hear progressives, because you hear it, it keeps bubbling up in the last couple of weeks, it feels like. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, they like what's happening, they want more of it. Yeah? It's part of the plan, if you get me. That's all I'm saying, doubling down on their beliefs. Okay? Wheel of Fortune, you and me, the population. Okay? Out in the cold. Yep. Want a balanced fairness. Just screamed out fairness there with the 6 of Pentacles. But we feel blocked, locked down. Yeah, we're not really given any choices or decisions. We're locked out of the system. We're locked out of the. These people are in control. You know what I mean. We're just the plebs. They're just they know best. They know best. It's all right. And it's both sides. Tories and Labour and Lib Dems, they're all the same, in my humble opinion. Broad strokes, obviously, but they're all the same. I'm being drawn. I know how the card. Oh, it's a bit glary there, but I know it's how the cards have just laid there. But I am being drawn from this this guy with a broken leg, looking at the fairness of the Lord here. Almost as if it's illustrating that only good people get, even though this is fairness, but it's I'm getting the energy of only the what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like only the disciples get the benefits, get the fairness. You're locked out, if you get me. This card is definitely for fairness, but it's just the illustration, because I look at the pretty pictures. It's that kind of, you're just like blocked out. If you're not part of the game, if you don't help us out, if you're not part of the ideal, then we don't know, we don't care. You're locked out kind of energy. But remember, it started off with the Wheel of Fortune upright. Okay, good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. We're heading in the right direction. The conversations have already had to change because we won't let it go. Yeah? Because we're not playing the same game anymore. Going back to that. Now, this big city, I'm seeing the FTSE, I'm just like banking in general. Let's have a look at here. Page of Cups offer, hiding something. Sun card exposed you. There is something here. Especially with this Page of Cups. I know there's something here. I just realised I was listening. Sorry. There is something here about I'm being reminded of. This is history. I think it's fair to say. Coca-Cola. During World War II. Now, during that time, obviously, Nazis are doing their thing in Germany. At the beginning, a bill was passed in America, and like I said, I'm not a historian, but from memory, bills passed that they're neutral. Okay, in this domestic of Europe, we're neutral. We're not going to be involved in this. All businesses come back, please. Even though IBM did, and Coca. But, the principle was there. Drawback, we don't want to think. Now, Coca-Cola, as an example, we know about IBM. Okay, but Coca-Cola specifically here, I'm being reminded, is that they didn't want to lose profits. Like if we withdraw, we're going to lose the profits from Europe, being neutral and stuff like that. So that's why they invented Fanta, which I lovingly refer to as the Nazi drink, because they had the factories in Germany and they had access to certain types of ingredients, and they made a different drink, a different blend, and created Fanta, and they started producing Fanta in the German factories, and they went, all right, lads, see you later. We'll see you in a few years, blah, blah, blah. And off came Coca-Cola, and Fanta was still being manufactured in Europe, so they didn't lose any of the profits. And then when they came back, they merged again. Right, so it's basically like broad strokes, but it feels like very similar energy here, which is going to be exposed here with the sun card. The sun exposing the dark, like almost like the back dealing. The details here. And I'm only going to say this as an example. I'm not saying it's truth. I'm just saying it's an example to help tell the story here. The Page of Cups feels very much like the deal, okay, the offer. These, the bankers, as an example, have invested in hotels, okay, industry supporting the asylum seekers, as an example. This deal in the dark, the moon, hidden. Don't want to talk about it. There's a special shenanigans here, and it's going to be exposed. So it's one of those situations and like I said, I'm not saying for legal reasons. I'm not saying this is it. I'm just saying it feels like the energy I'm getting here is the reason they're all right giving, lending more in the bond market and stuff is through the back end. They're like, whatever this deal is here, they're getting it back. Yeah. It's a bit of a laundry. They're getting a majority or like a decent chunk of it back. They're paying themselves in an interesting route because of whatever this deal is here. So, for example, if they've bought up a crap ton of hotels or, caravan sites or whatever, to store these illegal immigrants in, then they're getting paid by this lot, okay, for that service. Something like that. Overarching energy, high priestess, intuition. Yeah, in the zone. This feels like, this is what I was on about with squeaky bum time earlier, being exposed to what's really going on, this kind of thing. It almost feels like they don't care about the beliefs here. Labour kind of, like I said, progressive, but ideals. This feels just like cold, basically, bottom line, profit margins, that kind of thing. There's no moral, ethical element to this at all. This is very cold here, but squeaky bum time. The High Priestess, though, I really like overall here because slowly but surely everybody's getting like the tingle, if you want to, that energy. They're realizing that this won't go away. And this is why I keep on reminding people, because I think sometimes we just need that life raft kind of savior kind of moment. I'm not saying I am it, but I'm just like to remind people that this is not just getting rid of the head honchos. This period here is clearing out the madness, the rot, in all the industries, all these areas, all this craziness. Yeah. Underlying energy, Empress, surrounded by the fruits of their labor, the harvest. What does this mean? In this instance, it feels like evidence, but normally it's like, it's skills, mindset, knowledge base, understanding, connections, friends, family, driving licenses, A levels, GCSEs, O levels, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, what you've accumulated over time. Yeah, your harvest. So this feels like I said, evidence. We won't let it go. They're burdened by the fact that they're being called out of what they keep on saying, their ideals, the truth of the situation. They're worried about the evidence being exposed with the sun card, the floodlight being turned on into the darkness. Yeah, it's the accumulation, the baggage on each area. So that's, I think we'll agree. Technical term, I feel like we need an outcome to this. I always try to do all readings, even their personal private ones, like actionable next step. Where does it go? It's all well and good snapshot right now, which is basically what we've got here. Where do we go? What's going on? What's the outcome? So can we have, I'll use the dinky deck for this one. What's the outcome to this reading? And you want to shuffle. Okay. So outcome to this reading, please. Outcome to where this is going. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Talk amongst yourselves for a bit. But I think this is why I always include all this and don't do any editing and stuff like that, is because it's I want people to see like the working out as if it's like a maths test. I want people to see that there's no way that I can fix this, do anything dodgy. That's why it's just raw, as it were. Oh my. No, it's basic, it's that kind of thing. I have seen a few comments of asking why it takes forever for you to shuffle. Well, it is that because sometimes it's just not ready. I pick them up, I start shuffling, and they tell me when they're ready. You know what I mean? So it's just the way it is, I'm afraid. It's because I feel like there is so much, and we can make it sexy, don't get me wrong, right? We could make it kind of proper shebang, a proper production type thing. But I think for certain, like especially this, I think it's always important to be totally transparent. Yeah, you see the workings out. Yeah, and that's why sometimes some readings just take some time. That's all. King of Cups. That one there wants to come out. Okay. That one as well. Okay. But just for the long time and subscribers and all that kind of stuff, just as a little reminder, that one really wants to come out. What have we got here? Hangman. Okay. King of Pentacles, overarching energy. The reason I repeat stuff in every video is because of the beautiful nature of YouTube, is that each video is could be and is the first for someone, if you get me. So as quickly as possible, I've tried to try and bring them into the village, if you get me. It's like, come on, you're welcome. this is what we do. So if you see politely, if you see anyone like mentioning it in the comments, which I have seen, can you just politely just go, each video is a new one for new people type thing. It's not, we can't go to like, we haven't got the grace of season 1, like normal TV, season 2, build up. You've got the background, the knowledge of the narrative type thing. So we can build on season 2 and double down, if you get me. Yeah. We haven't got that luxury. So that's why, it is a bit repetitive. These two cards are like screaming at me. It's interesting the King of Pentacles has come up again. The the King of Cups is a slippery bugger. This feels like a cul-de-sac they've now got themselves into. Because they've like Labour, yeah, and Mahmood and all that kind of stuff. The reason why it just feels like now they've acknowledged the boogeyman, as it were, the monster under the bed, that kind of thing. That kind of, I'm being some reason reminded of Monsters Inc. and Boo and like that relationship. Now they've acknowledged that there may be someone in the closet, someone under the bed, someone like now it's like you've now painted yourself into a corner. You're now in a cul-de-sac, whatever way you want to put it. So this is now their downfall. We've got Reeves from Accounts. We've got Starry Starmer. Walking Purple. We've got all that going on as well. And they thought this is the thing. Now they've acknowledged it. They've now trapped themselves. If you see what I'm saying. Once you acknowledge God's spirit universe exists, you can't get away from it anymore. You know what I mean? It's like you've now acknowledged it. It's there. It's now on the spectrum, as it were. It's now on your map. You can't get away from it now. You've acknowledged it. It's there. It's that kind of energy that I'm getting now. And to be honest, the King of Cups feels like it's in its reverse state, like the Queen of Cups was under here. This really feels like they're going to regret this within probably now. Probably. But remember, this is just a policy announcement. They're debating about the policy of government. They're not debating a bill, an actionable next step. At least give them the credit, right? They're desperate for at least something. Throw them a few crumbs. At least the Tories, each time they try to change something, it was with an actual bill, an actual something that would be enacted. Yeah, this is talking about doing something. Just to put it into context, this is just the debate about the change in direction, and then before we then do the change in action of doing it. You see what I mean? It's like, so they can say whatever they want, and they know that it's going to be voted down by a lot of their backbenchers and stuff like that. But now they've acknowledged the boogeyman, the thing which shall not be mentioned, the almost like Lord Voldemort sort of thing, the thing. Now they're stuck. The one thing they should never do is now what they've done. And now it's like, it's all, I'm getting kind of like a mudslide kind of energy. It's kind of like they're sure foot. We mentioned about sandcastles before, didn't we? Now the sandcastle is crumbling. Yeah, it's that kind of energy that I'm getting. Which one? This one first. Okay. The truth of the situation. Ace of Swords. Exactly. And we've got the boogeyman. They're now locked. They're trapped. They're stuck. Exactly what we said here. It's basically come through twice. Obviously this is the devil is in the details contract, that kind of thing. But it's they're stuck. They're trapped. They should never have done it. They should never have done what they did. Lovers got to make a choice on the situation, and I'm still being drawn to this King of Pentacles here, heartbroken, Three of Swords in the background there. It's now inevitable. As soon as they didn't mention the boogeyman, as soon as they didn't mention like this, that, and the other, acknowledge, blah, 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 they could be blissfully ignorant. We're yelling and screaming, speaking truth, blissfully unaware, blissfully ignorant, echo chamber, yeah? Ivory tower, whatever metaphor you want. Now they've acknowledged the thing they should never acknowledge. Same with Reeves. I'm still kind of very confused. I was tweeting out this while I was on a holiday and stuff. It's like, I'm still like I'm sure like everybody, completely baffled. What on earth was that kind of breakfast kind of press conference thing for at the beginning of the month? What was that actually for? You've set us up for something. You got the backlash, it's truth. And then suddenly, oh, never mind. Oh, things are better than we thought. It's like, how can things be better than you thought? No other data has come out. Yeah? Nothing new has changed. Nothing has happened. Oh, it's better than we thought. No, it's not. How is it better in any way? It's the same thing. Don't acknowledge the boogeyman. Don't acknowledge the evil. Don't acknowledge, just like, everything's fine. I'm being reminded of the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. Everything is fine. Ignore the boogeyman. This feels like the backlash is here. So just to go back onto the question, or more of a statement, really, wasn't it? But I really wanted to like visit this again. It resonated with me when I saw it, and I very much would encourage other people, if you've been here, like, oh, you predicted this back in the this reading or whatever it was. I think this is it now, kind of thing. I would love that. It's a bit difficult to try and keep a tab on predictions. I've been kind of thinking about it while I was away, and it's like there's really no easy way of doing it, or more channels would have done it, if you get me. But it feels as if they're now stuck because truth they can't get away from, and now it's now a matter of time. I keep hearing a matter of time. And like I was saying on the other one, the other reading, because I just go with the flow in a reading and just flap my face and do my thing, yeah? But it's only afterwards do I kind of sit, pause, take a moment, take a beat, and kind of reflect on what we talked about in the reading. And when I came across as like the beacon of light with the passport office, I just like, it comes up in the conversation, and that was it. But I think I'm not seriously, I'm not trying to big myself up at all, but it's like, it just felt more profound afterwards when I said it, and I took a beat, took a moment, and I'm like, hold on, yeah, what other beacon of light is there? There's no councils, they're all basically bankrupt. There's no, the NHS, and no matter how much money you throw at it, there's something broken in there. Not to have a go at my beautiful boys and girls from the NHS, you beautiful people. I'm just like, we all acknowledging that there's something desperately wrong in there, or it would be a beacon of light, like I was saying earlier. It's like there's no other win, either with the Tories or with Labour. There's no win. There's no beacon of light. I'll just go, see, it's worked here. We can now take what we learned from here and apply it to this. There's none of it, you know. It's very odd, isn't it? That's why I was like, oh, bloody hell. It was like, that's a bit more profound than I was expecting. So, I'm just going to do the Kipper deck just cut and three to finish this off. But they're stuck because they can't get away from the truth. And now they've acknowledged the truth. Toil and labour. Lovers again. Got to make a choice. Oh, the deal. Marriage here. Bad health. Thief. This feels like strange bedfellows. This feels like, it's like when two prosperous families back in the day kind of arranged marriages to kind of continue the family legacy and that kind of thing. It's that kind of energy there. But the issue is these two cards, you know what, I'm going to go for a fourth one. Let me just go, fifth one, sorry. Let me go for a fifth one. Pathway out. So what's new? The underline at sudden wealth. Do you see what I mean? It's because we won't let it go. We keep repeating truth. We keep reporting truth. They're stuck. This strange bedfellow, this strange kind of arrangement here, doesn't feel like it lasts long. This feels. This feels like it's almost like it's defection, but it's not. It's weird. It feels as if, I'll tell you the image that I'm getting, but I don't think I think this is more kind of to help me tell the story. I don't think this is an actual kind of prediction. I see kind of like Labour members, backbenchers, walking across Parliament to kind of join Lib Dems. It's like a strange, I don't think that's quite right, but it's a strange kind of an alliance. And certain, like, I'm also now getting certain MPs from Tory to Lib Dem. A strange kind of bedfellows, strange alliances. But the path to prosperity, it's not this, it's not the choice and strange bedfellows. It's still speaking truths, still speaking things are bad, until they acknowledge it, keep repeating it, and now they're painted into, like we've talked before, it's the way out, sudden wealth, suddenly collapse, move on kind of thing. I'm really interested about this sun, this moment where it exposes this deal, this darkness, this weirdness over here, because that feels like that is some form of kind of contract law. That feels like that's going to head towards a kind of court case. I know we haven't got the justice card out or anything like that, but that it's that sort of agreement That is now not happening because now they've painted themselves into a corner. They've acknowledged the boogeyman. The payday, the rain day is not like the turning off the tap. Now it's like, hold on, the laundry is not working as it should be or has been. It's that kind of energy of squeaky bum down here. This thief, just to finish it off, this thief feels like more snatching more control. I'm being like, my eye is being drawn between the two cards. So it's already been mentioned that they're cancelling more local elections this year, next year. More controls, more holding back the blatantly obvious, more breaking of democracies and that kind of thing. It's just exposing the whole hypocrisy, not just Labour. It's multiple parties. I'm being reminded. The reason why I dug down here, I was reminded about the obvious thing in the alternative media right now, where what is she? She's a Green. She's a Green co-leader, isn't it? They've got multiple ones. On one side of her face, saying, asylum seekers are welcome. Oh, please come in, just not in my backyard, not using my old RAF base at the end of my road. Just, they're welcome, but just not in my... It's that hypocrisy. I keep getting hypocrisies being exposed. And there's no way out. And it's like... And then it feeds more into the Wheel of Fortune sort of thing. But the fact that... And I'll finish off with this. The fact that you and me, the population of the UK, we started off with the Wheel of Fortune upright. Good luck, good karma, good destiny, good. And we end with sudden wealth. The riches, the values, the worth, it's a beautiful bookend. Yeah, it's a beautiful beginning and end. It's a lovely, and the pathway out is here. It's now forming. It's now... it's meant to be. And I could keep going on about Pluto and Aquarius, but I think we're quite bored of that by now. There's the lovely clear out happening. It's coming. All right. It's definitely coming. Anyway, enough of this flappy of face. If you enjoyed this reading, please tell me something you like. It generally helps out the channel so much, and hype if it comes up on your lovely device. Some do, some don't. We don't know. Comment down below if you were reading along, any particular people that came to mind, that kind of thing. And also subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell. Come and join the Greatest Good Village. I hope you feel lovely and cozy. Lovely and cozy of coming and joining the Greatest Good Village. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again. Take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.